Hey there, fellow coin lovers. Now, you've probably heard that some coins are worth a pretty penny, but have you ever thought a coin could actually be worth $1 million? Sounds like a dream, right? Well, grab your magnifying glass and put on your treasure hunting hat, because today we're talking about a super rare coin that could make you a small fortune. We're diving deep into the 1973 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny and how it could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. Yes, you heard that right. But hold on tight, because I'm about to tell you how and why this coin is the jackpot of all pennies. Let's start with a little history lesson, because every great treasure has a backstory. In 1973, the U.S. Mint was busy cranking out pennies with the familiar S mint mark for San Francisco or D for Denver. But here's the twist. Some pennies slipped through the cracks without a mint mark, and these rare little guys have since become highly sought after by collectors. But why does that missing mint mark make such a huge difference? Well, it's like finding a secret level in a video game. That one missing detail makes the coin incredibly rare. You see, the mint marks are usually there to show where the coin was produced. Without it, it's almost like the coin is saying, "Hey, I don't belong here, but I'm special." And that's exactly why collectors are going wild for the 1973 penny with no mint mark. Now, let's get into the real magic, the value. Normally, a 1973 penny is worth, what, a penny? Maybe two if you're lucky. But the mint markless version? That's a whole different ballgame. It's so rare that it could fetch up to $1.8 million in the right auction. Talk about a lucky break. You could be looking at an amount so high that even your cat might start demanding a share of the profits. So, how can you find one? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? You need to hunt through your pennies. Yes, I mean literally every penny you can get your hands on. And trust me, this is the part where most people's dreams get crushed. The chances of finding one are about as slim as winning the lottery. But hey, people do get lucky. I know a guy who found a rare coin in his grandma's jar of pennies, and that coin ended up being worth thousands. Now, I've got to be honest. I remember the first time I tried to search through my own coin collection to see if I had any hidden gems. I thought, how hard could it be? I've got a whole jar of pennies. It's like a treasure chest. Well, spoiler alert. After what felt like hours of sifting through dirty pennies, I found a very shiny 2005 penny. Yippee! Not quite what I was looking for. I felt a little defeated, but hey, that's the game, right? Sometimes you win. Sometimes you just get better at knowing what not to look for. So, if you're thinking, maybe my childhood piggy bank has one of these elusive 1973 no-mint mark pennies hiding inside, more power to you. Start searching, and who knows, maybe you'll be the next one on the news for finding a rare coin worth millions. How do I keep up with all these cool coin tips? Well, here's the deal. If you want to be in the loop about coins worth big money, strategies for collecting, and other rare finds that could seriously fatten your wallet, then hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, drop a like on this video to show me you're on the hunt for treasure too. Remember, the world of coins is full of surprises. Some shiny, some old, and some that'll make you feel like you've struck gold. I'll be right here with more stories, tips, and laughs, so don't miss out. Subscribe now, and maybe, just maybe, we'll uncover the next big find together. Hey there, coin enthusiasts. You ever hear about a penny that could be worth more than your car? No, I'm not talking about some wild fantasy. There's actually a 1970 mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's been making waves in the numismatic world. And get this, it could be worth up to $1 million. Yes, you heard me right, $1 million for a penny. Not bad for something that usually just gets tossed around like spare change. So, if you've got a jar of old coins sitting in your drawer, keep watching, because you might just have a hidden treasure worth a fortune. Let's dive in and find out what makes this 1970 penny so special, and why it's got coin collectors and investors alike doing double takes. All right, let's break it down. Most pennies from 1970 are, well, not exactly collector's items. They're mostly worth their face value, a penny. But there's a rare exception that can turn your everyday coin into a small fortune. The secret lies in the mint mark. If you've ever had a penny from 1970, you've probably noticed a tiny little letter on the bottom of the coin, a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. These mint marks tell you where the coin was produced. But it's the ones with the right mint mark, the 1970s, that are worth more than just pocket change. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, a 1970 penny, but why would that be worth $1 million? Here's where it gets crazy. Not all of those 1970s pennies were made the same. Some of them were struck with a proof-like finish, meaning they came out looking exceptionally shiny and detailed for their time. These were supposed to be kept in sets, not released into circulation. But some of them, by pure accident, got mixed in with the regular pennies that made their way into your pockets. So, why is this a big deal? Well, a 1970s penny with the proof-like finish is extremely rare, and coin collectors will pay top dollar for them. When one of these pennies was found in 2018, it sold for over $1 million at auction. That's not a typo. A single penny. And that's why people are going nuts over 1970 pennies now. But how can you tell if you've got one of these $1 million coins? Good question. Here's a tip. It's all about the quality of the strike and the finish. If the penny looks extra shiny, almost like a mirror, and has sharp details, it might be one of the rare ones. A normal, worn-out penny won't cut it. Trust me, I've looked through thousands of pennies myself and found nothing but, well, more pennies. But hey, you never know. Now, let me tell you a little story about my own coin hunting experience. I was at a flea market one Saturday morning, looking through a box of old coins when I spotted something that looked a little different. It wasn't a 1970 penny, but it was a shiny coin with a little more detail than usual. I got all excited, thinking I had just found a hidden gem. Long story short, it wasn't worth much more than the $2 I paid for it. But the thrill of thinking I was about to become a millionaire for just a second? Totally worth it. So, here's my advice. Don't go pulling all your change out of your pockets just yet. But if you do find one of these rare 1970s pennies, you might just be sitting on a gold mine. Or, in this case, a penny mine. So, what can we learn from all this? The 1970s Lincoln penny is one of those rare finds that can turn a humble penny into a hefty sum, possibly even $1 million payday if you're lucky. But before you start sifting through your loose change, remember, these pennies are super rare, and finding one will require a little bit of luck and a lot of patience. If you're still thinking about how much you could be worth with a lucky find, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more tips on coins that could be worth way more than you think. I'll be back with more secrets to help you unlock your collection's hidden value. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned coin collector, there's always something new to learn. And I'm here to make it as fun as finding treasure. Hey there, fellow coin enthusiasts. Let me ask you a question. What if I told you that a penny, yes, a single penny, could be worth more than a shiny new car? You'd probably think I've lost my mind, right? But trust me, you're about to find out about a coin that's worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million, and it's hiding in your pocket right now, maybe even in your couch cushions. So, buckle up, because today we're diving into the 1992 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny and what makes it worth way more than its face value. Alright, let's set the stage. We've all heard the saying, a penny saved is a penny earned. But let me tell you, sometimes a penny found could be worth a whole lot more than you'd expect, like $1.4 million more. That's right, the 1992 D Lincoln penny is making waves in the coin collecting world and not just for being old. So, what makes this penny so special? First off, let's talk about the mint mark. You see, the D stands for the Denver Mint, which is where this particular coin was struck. Most of us have probably come across a handful of these pennies, but what we don't know is that a small percentage of them have a major flaw. Now, you might be wondering, what kind of flaw could make a penny worth millions? Well, I'll tell you. Some 1992 D pennies were struck with a minting error that caused the D mint mark to be double-stamped. That's right, instead of a single, crisp mint mark, you'll see a blurry, doubled D right there on the penny's reverse side. So why does this make the coin worth so much? Well, collectors go wild for rare and unique coins, especially ones with minting errors. That tiny mistake, which seems like no big deal to most of us, is what drives up the value. Imagine finding a coin that's been sitting in your pocket, or even in your spare change jar, and realizing it's a rare double mint error penny. You could literally be holding a small fortune in your hand. I know it sounds unbelievable, but it's true. Now, let me share a personal story. A couple of years ago, I was going through a box of old coins my grandma had saved up. I wasn't expecting anything too crazy, just a bunch of pennies from the 60s and 70s. But as I was flipping through them, one penny caught my eye. It was a 1992 D, and when I looked closely, I saw that double D mint mark. My heart skipped a beat. I had no idea that this little penny could be worth so much, but I instantly thought, this could be the one. Unfortunately, it wasn't the rare double mint penny I hoped for, but it definitely taught me to keep an eye out for these little treasures. If you're ever going through your change or coin collections, pay attention to details. The tiniest things can turn a regular penny into a collector's dream. So, let's talk about what you need to do if you think you've got a 1992 D double mint penny on your hands. First off, take a close look at the mint mark. Is it doubled? If yes, congratulations. You might just be sitting on a gold mine. But before you get too excited, make sure you get it authenticated. You can have a professional coin grader confirm whether your penny is indeed the real deal. It might cost a little bit to have it graded, but trust me, if it turns out to be the real thing, it could pay off big time. Now, I know what you're thinking. Do I have a 1992 D double mint penny? Well, you won't know unless you take a closer look. So, next time you're sorting through your coins, keep your eyes peeled for any double mint marks. And remember, it's not just pennies you should be looking out for. Coins with minting errors can be worth a lot more than their face value. So don't throw away that pocket change just yet. Before you go, I've got one last thing to say. If you want more tips on coins worth money, strategies to grow your collection, and a little bit of coin collecting humor, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on more hidden treasures just waiting to be discovered. Who knows? The next $1,000,000 coin could be sitting in your change jar right now. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting, everyone. Hey, what's up, coin collectors and treasure hunters? Let me ask you a question. Have you ever found a coin lying around that you just thought was totally normal, maybe tossed it in a jar or your pocket change, and then, years later, realized it was worth a fortune? Well, hold on to your pennies because that's exactly what we're talking about today. Yes, I'm talking about the 2006 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. No, it's not some kind of magical penny that makes wishes come true. But this little coin could make your wallet very happy if you've got the right one. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just be checking your spare change for one of these. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 2006 D Mint Mark penny. For most people, it's just another penny, right? Well, that's where the story gets interesting. You see, this coin is worth a lot more than just 1 cent. In fact, some of them have been known to sell for up to $1.6 million. Yeah, you heard me right. A penny could be worth more than your car, your couch, and maybe even your entire Netflix subscription combined. Now, how in the world does a humble penny become worth a small fortune? Well, it comes down to a couple of factors. First off, we're talking about a minting error. That's the secret ingredient in this recipe for coin magic. The error is what's known as a double die variety, which means the design was accidentally struck twice on the coin. This creates a noticeable doubling effect on things like the date or the lettering, and that, my friends, makes it a rare, valuable piece of history. But here's the thing. It's not just any 2060 penny that'll make you a millionaire. Only a few of these double die pennies exist, and they're incredibly hard to find. So, what are the chances you have one in your pocket right now? Let me break it down for you. First, you've got to look at the mint mark. The D stands for the Denver Mint, where these pennies were made. So, if you find a 2006 penny with that D mint mark, you're halfway there. Then, you need to inspect it for that telltale doubling effect. Look at the date 2006 closely. If it looks like it's been stamped twice, kind of blurry or doubled up, congratulations, you might be holding a $1.6 million treasure. I'll be honest with you. When I first got into coin collecting, I thought I'd just end up with a collection of old, dusty pennies, maybe find a few cool foreign coins or something. But one day, I was going through a jar of coins, and I found what I thought was just a regular 2006 penny. I didn't think much of it at first, but I noticed it looked a little weird. The 2006 seemed just a tad thicker than usual. At the time, I didn't know about these rare double die pennies, so I just tossed it back into the jar with all the others. Fast forward a few years, and I'm talking to a coin dealer, and he mentions these 2060 pennies. I froze. I ran home, grabbed my old jar of change, and sure enough, there it was. My very own 2060 penny with the doubling error. But of course, it wasn't worth $1.6 million. I wish. It turned out to be a common variety, nothing special. Still, I learned an important lesson. Never overlook a coin, even if it looks like just a regular penny. You just never know. Now, let's talk about how you can actually find one of these coins. First things first, go through your pennies. Look through your change, your spare change jar, even the coins you throw in your couch cushions, you know you've got them there. Inspect each 2060 penny carefully for that doubling error. Don't get discouraged if you don't find one right away. These things are super rare, so you might have to go through a lot of pennies before finding a winner, if you find one at all. But remember, sometimes the hunt is just as fun as the treasure. Plus, there are tons of other coins out there worth more than their face value. If you enjoy this kind of treasure hunt, trust me, you'll be hooked on coin collecting in no time. And hey, while you're at it, why not check out other coins you have lying around? Sometimes, the most unexpected finds turn out to be the most valuable, so, to wrap things up, keep an eye on your 2060 pennies. If you find one with that double die error, you could be holding a coin worth a small fortune. But even if you don't find the $1 million penny, there are plenty of other valuable coins waiting to be discovered in your pockets, jars, or drawers. If you want more tips on what coins to look for, how to spot a rare one, and how to build your own collection that could be worth something in the future, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join me on this coin collecting journey, and who knows, maybe you'll find your own fortune someday. Hey there, coin lovers. You ever found a coin in your pocket and thought, it's just pocket change? Well, you might want to double check before tossing it in your spare change jar, because one coin, yes, just one, could be worth a cool $1.2 million. Hold on to your pennies, folks, because today we're diving into the wild world of the 1969 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. You heard me right. A penny worth over $1 million. No joke. Stick around, this is going to be a fun ride. Okay, so let's break it down. The 1969 D Lincoln penny doesn't look like anything special at first glance, right? It's a typical copper penny. But here's the catch. There's a super rare variety of this penny that can fetch up to $1.2 million in today's market. What makes this penny so special? The real kicker is something called a double die error. That's when the coin's design gets struck twice, giving the details, like the date or lettering, this extra, blurry, almost ghostly appearance. In the case of the 1969 D penny, some of these coins have an obvious double image of Liberty and In God We Trust. It's not subtle either. You can spot it pretty easily if you know what you're looking for. Now, you might be wondering, how can a simple mistake on a coin make it worth over $1 million? Well, it's all about rarity and demand. A double die error like this is extremely rare, and there aren't many of them floating around. So, the lucky person who finds one of these treasures could end up sitting on a fortune. But, I hear you. I don't know if I've got $1 million penny in my piggy bank. Trust me, I've been there too. I once found a coin in my pocket I thought was worth something. I was so excited I almost skipped to the bank to cash it in. But then I realized it was just a 1972 penny, not a rare one. Talk about a letdown. It's all about knowing what to look for, folks. Not all 1969 D pennies are worth a fortune, but here's the thing. If you've got one, and you think it could be a double die error, it's worth taking a closer look. Get out your magnifying glass or, your reading glasses if you're like me, and start inspecting the details. So, let's say you do find one of these $1 million beauties. What then? Well, you'd probably want to get it graded by a professional. That means sending it off to a reputable coin grading service, like PCGS or NGC, who will give it a grade based on its condition and authenticity. The higher the grade, the higher the value. A perfect specimen could easily net you a fortune. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Before you start checking every 1969 D penny you come across, remember, these aren't exactly common. Most 1969 D pennies won't make you rich. But if you do find one of these double die beauties, you could be looking at a windfall that most of us can only dream about. Now, here's the important part. If you want more tips on how to spot rare coins and make some serious cash, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell for notifications. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on future videos where we talk about other coins worth way more than their face value. Who knows, your next coin could be the jackpot. And if you've got a coin collection sitting in a box somewhere, take a look. Maybe you've got a hidden treasure waiting for you to find it. Or, at least, a cool story to tell at your next family gathering. Thanks for watching, and remember, the next time you hear a coin drop, it might be the sound of your future fortune. Hey there, coin collectors and curious folks. Imagine walking around your neighborhood, just minding your own business, when you find a coin on the ground. You pick it up, rub it between your fingers, and it's a 1984 penny. You think, ah, just another penny. No big deal. But what if I told you that exact penny, without a mint mark, could be worth $1.7 million? Yup, you heard that right, $1.7 million. Stick around because I'm about to break down why that seemingly ordinary penny is anything but ordinary. And trust me, you'll want to hear this. Alright, let's dive in. You've probably seen a ton of pennies with that little mint mark on the front. It's the small D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But what if your penny has no mint mark? That, my friend, could be a game changer. Here's the deal. The 1984 penny with no mint mark is extremely rare. You see, the US Mint typically puts a mint mark on coins to show where they were made, and most 1984 pennies were made in Philadelphia, so they were stamped with the mint mark P. But a few 1984 pennies slipped through the cracks, no mint mark at all. And that mistake has created a huge market for these unmarked treasures. Now, why is this a big deal? Well, because it's a rarity. People love rare things. Think about it. When you go to a flea market, the rare, vintage item is usually the one that catches your eye and your wallet. The same logic applies here. When a coin collector finds a penny with no mint mark, it's like finding a needle in a haystack, and it instantly boosts the coin's value. So, how much is it worth? You're probably thinking, okay, it's rare, but is it really worth a fortune? Well, yes. In fact, some of these no mint mark 1984 pennies have been sold for an incredible $1.7 million at auctions. That's not a typo. $1.7 million for a penny. It's almost like finding a treasure chest, but without the map. But here's the kicker. Finding one of these rare pennies isn't exactly easy. It's not like you're going to go to your local convenience store and find one under the counter. These pennies are super hard to come by. There were only a handful of them made, and they've been circulating for decades. Most people don't even realize what they have, so they're out there, hiding in plain sight in your pocket change or your coin jar. I remember one time. I'll be honest, when I was first getting into coin collecting, I was obsessing over finding rare coins like this. I started checking my spare change with a magnifying glass like I was some sort of coin detective. I even asked my grandma if she had any old pennies lying around. She handed me a 1980s penny and said, "Is this it?" Of course, I didn't find anything worth millions. But hey, the search was part of the fun. If you're lucky enough to find one of these 1984 no mint mark pennies, you've just stumbled upon a gold mine, literally. But don't get too excited just yet. If you find one, make sure to have it professionally graded by a coin expert before you think about selling it. Condition is everything when it comes to coins, and if it's in mint condition, well, that's when it could fetch that $1.7 million price tag. So, what should you do if you think you have one of these rare pennies? First, check for the mint mark on the front. If you don't see a D or S, you've got a potential treasure. Next, get that penny checked out by a professional. A certified numismatist will be able to tell you whether it's real and in what condition it's in. You want to be sure before you start imagining your life as a millionaire. So, there you have it. The 1984 no mint mark penny is one of the rarest and most valuable pennies you could ever come across, and it might just make you a millionaire. It's an exciting find, but remember, condition is key, and proper grading is the way to go. Keep your eyes peeled the next time you're digging through your loose change. Now, before you go off hunting for your fortune, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I've got more coin tips and strategies coming your way that could help you find even more valuable coins hiding in plain sight. Plus, I've got plenty of stories, like the time I thought I found a rare coin, only to realize it was a button. Hey there, coin enthusiasts. So, you're sitting at home, maybe just sipping your coffee, and you happen to look down at a penny in your pocket. Now, let me guess, you're thinking, it's just a penny, probably worth like 1 cent, right? Well, what if I told you that one of those pennies could be worth $1 million? Yep, you heard that right. In fact, there's a 1995 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny that just recently sold for a whopping $1.1 million. Stick around because in the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about this coin, how to spot it, and what to do if you happen to find one in your spare change. All right, let's take it from the top. Back in 1995, the US Mint churned out a ton of pennies, but one of them, one special penny, made a big splash in the world of coin collectors. Now, you're probably asking, what's so special about a regular penny from 1995? And why the heck would it be worth more than a car or even a house? Great question. Let me explain. So, this 1995 D penny is not just any old penny. Most pennies you find today, especially from the 90s, have been mass-produced with little fanfare. But one small error in the minting process led to a truly unique penny. It's called a double die error. No, it's not some cool new dance move or the latest TikTok challenge. The double die refers to a mistake where the die that stamps the coin was misaligned, causing the design of Abraham Lincoln and the date to appear twice. Kinda like an optical illusion on a coin. You're flipping through your change and you spot a penny. You think, it's just a 1995 penny. No big deal, right? But hold up. If that penny has the D Mint mark and the engraving of Lincoln and the date is a little fuzzy, well, guess what? You might have just found yourself a treasure. Now, you're probably not going to find this exact penny at the local coffee shop anytime soon, but I do have a little story for you that's pretty funny and might just help you understand how rare this situation is. A couple of years ago, I was at a yard sale, digging through a box of old coins. You know, the usual, I'm looking for a gold mine, but I'll probably find nothing scenario. And there it was, a penny from 1995. I thought, hey, this could be it. I checked it under a magnifying glass, and nothing seemed off. It was just a regular penny. But here's the kicker. I walked away with a $3 bargain for a stack of pennies and quarters. Moral of the story? Keep looking, but also, don't expect every penny to be a hidden treasure. However, if you stumble across one of these 1995 D double die pennies, you might just strike it big. Okay, now let's get back to that $1.1 million figure. Why such a big price tag for a coin that looks so ordinary? Well, the rarity of the 1995 D double die penny is what drives its value through the roof. There aren't many of them around, and the ones that are in mint condition, and I mean pristine, are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. One of these rare pennies was auctioned off for over $1 million, making it one of the most sought-after coins in recent history. But before you start digging through every penny jar in your house hoping to find that one-in-a-million coin, let me throw in a little reality check. These coins are rare, folks. Super rare. In fact, most of the 1995 D double die pennies that are out there are in pretty rough condition, which means they won't fetch that $1 million price tag. But hey, don't let that discourage you. Even pennies in decent condition can still be worth a lot more than you think. In fact, some of them have been selling for several $1,000s at auctions. Oh, let's wrap it up. The 1995 D Abraham Lincoln double die penny is definitely a rare find. And while it's not something you're going to find every day, it's worth keeping an eye out for. If you happen to come across one of these in your change, don't just toss it in the jar. Give it a closer look. Who knows? You could be holding on to a small fortune. Before you go, I've got a challenge for you. Take a look through your change, check your pockets, and see if you have any 1995 pennies lying around. If you find one, don't forget to check for that double die error. And hey, even if you don't find one, make sure to subscribe because we've got tons of tips on rare coins and money-making strategies that could put you on the path to some real treasure. Hey, coin collectors and treasure hunters, have you ever looked at your change jar and wondered if you're sitting on a small fortune? Well, if you've got a 2019 penny without a mint mark, hold on to your seats because this little copper coin could be worth up to $1 million. Yep, you heard that right. This teeny tiny penny could make you a big-time millionaire. Now, I know what you're thinking. A penny? Is this some sort of joke? But trust me, this isn't a prank. Stick around, and I'll tell you everything you need to know about this rare penny and how you could cash in on it. Okay, so let's start with the basics. A 2019 penny without a mint mark. What's the deal? Well, normally, every penny has a little mint mark to show where it was made. If it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, it doesn't have a mint mark. But in 2019, something wild happened. The Philadelphia Mint accidentally produced a bunch of pennies without any mint mark at all. And here's where it gets crazy. Only a few of these coins slipped out into circulation, and now they're worth a lot more than the usual 1 cent. So, why are these pennies worth up to $1 million? Well, first of all, it's all about scarcity. This penny is so rare that collectors are desperate to get their hands on it. The mint mark mistake wasn't caught until after the coins had already been distributed, which means if you've got one, you've got a genuine coin error that makes it incredibly valuable. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds too good to be true. And I get it. When I first heard about this, I thought, okay, maybe it's a penny from some super special collection, but $1 million? Nah, that's gotta be a joke. But here's the kicker. I found out the hard way that I've actually got one of these 2019 mint markless pennies. Let me tell you a quick story. So, a few months ago, I was sorting through some loose change I'd found in a random drawer. We've all got that junk drawer, right? I'm sifting through the coins, and I find a 2019 penny with no mint mark. And I just threw it in my coin jar, thinking, it's just another penny. Then I saw a post online about this rare penny, and I thought, no way, not my penny. That would be way too lucky. But I decided to check. And folks, you will not believe it. I had it. I had a 2019 penny with no mint mark. I could hardly believe it. I immediately did some research, and sure enough, this little guy could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even up to $1 million depending on its condition and where you sell it. I nearly fainted. I thought, am I about to retire on a penny? Now, I know you're probably thinking, but how do I know if my 2019 penny is the one? What should I look for? Here's a pro tip for you. Check the absence of the mint mark. Normally, pennies from the Philadelphia Mint have a P mint mark on them, but these rare ones are missing that letter entirely. If you see a 2019 penny with no mint mark, you're looking at something special. But hold on. Before you get all excited and start digging through your couch cushions, keep in mind the condition of your penny is a huge factor. The closer your coin is to mint condition, the more it's worth. A shiny, flawless penny is far more valuable than a scratched-up, dirty one. And that's why collectors are willing to pay big bucks for coins in pristine condition. If you do find one of these rare pennies, it's worth getting it professionally graded by a trusted coin grading service. This can help you understand its true value and help you decide if you want to sell or hold on to it as an investment. So, to wrap things up, that 2019 penny with no mint mark could be worth $1 million if you're lucky enough to have one in good condition. Who knew something so small could make such a big difference, right? It just goes to show. You never know when you'll find a hidden treasure in your pocket change. But here's the thing. This isn't the only rare coin out there. There are tons of hidden gems in your change jar just waiting to be discovered, and I'm here to help you find them. So, if you want more tips on coins worth money, coin collecting strategies, and how to spot valuable coins in your own collection, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on any of the awesome tips I've got coming up. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and drop a comment below telling me if you've ever found a rare coin or had a crazy coin-related experience. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the smallest things, like a penny, can change your life. Hey there, fellow coin lovers. All right, I'm about to drop a bombshell on you. Ready? That penny you just threw in your pocket or left lying around your couch might be worth a fortune. No joke. Imagine this. You have a 2005 Abraham Lincoln penny, and it has no mint mark. That little guy could be worth a cool $1.3 million. Yep, you heard me right, million. So, let's get into it. This could change your coin game forever. Now, before you go running to your coin jar or checking the ones on your kitchen counter, let me break it down. In 2005, the U.S. Mint produced pennies with a little mint mark on them. Usually, you'll see either a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. But, in a weird twist of fate, some pennies in that year didn't get stamped with a mint mark. It's like the mint had a whoops moment. They just forgot. So, why does that matter? Well, These 2005 pennies without the mint mark are incredibly rare. We're talking extremely rare, like finding a unicorn rare. And because of that rarity, collectors are willing to pay big bucks for them. I mean, the current market value is around $1.3 million. That's right, $1.3 million. That's enough to buy a small island, or, just pay off student loans. But I digress. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I know if mine's the real deal? Well, let's go through some quick checks. Check the date. It's gotta be 2005. Number 2000 in SIXS. Number 2004's. It's gotta be 2005. Mint mark, or lack of one. Take a look at the bottom of the penny, right under Abraham Lincoln's portrait. If you see nothing, bingo, you might have something special. Condition, obviously. The better the condition, the higher the value. But even if it's a little scratched up, don't toss it yet. There's still potential. That here's the kicker. These pennies are so rare that only about a handful have ever been found in circulation. That makes them a true treasure, just sitting out there waiting to be discovered in your spare change. But hold up, before you get too excited and start pulling out every penny in your piggy bank. Not every 2005 penny without a mint mark is worth millions. There are a lot of fakes floating around, so you'll need to make sure you get an expert to authenticate it. Don't let anyone trick you into thinking a random penny is worth millions. It's all about knowing what to look for. Alright, let me tell you a quick story. A few months ago, I was cleaning out my old junk drawer. The one where receipts, paper clips, and random coins go to die, and I found this 2005 penny. No mint mark. At first, I just tossed it aside, thinking it was just another penny. But something made me stop and think. I remembered hearing about these no mint mark pennies. So, I did a little research, and bam, I got a little excited, thinking I had struck gold. Unfortunately, it turned out to be a very worn-out penny with a mint mark I missed. But hey, lesson learned. Never underestimate a coin. It was a fun moment, though, and it gave me a good story to share with you all today. So, moral of the story, keep your eyes peeled. That penny you might ignore could be worth way more than you think. Who knows? You might just be the lucky one who finds the next big one worth $1.3 million. But even if it's not a gold mine, you'll still have learned a ton about coins that could put you ahead of the game when you're out hunting for other valuable finds. If you enjoyed this little coin treasure hunt, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I've got more tips and tricks on how to spot valuable coins hiding in plain sight, and trust me, you don't want to miss out on all the tips I've got coming. And hey, if you've got a coin story of your own, drop it in the comments below. Let's talk rare finds and maybe even laugh at some of the ridiculous coins we've all come across. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time with more coin knowledge that'll make you rich. Well, maybe not rich, but at least well-informed. Catch you later. Welcome back to channel name. In today's video, we'll dive into an incredible coin discovery that has collectors and enthusiasts buzzing. Imagine owning a single penny worth millions of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about the 2002 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Let's explore why this coin is so valuable and how you might identify one in your own collection. The 2002 D penny was minted in Denver and features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. While billions of these coins were produced, not all pennies are created equal. The rare and valuable ones have unique errors or distinguishing features that make them highly sought after by collectors. So, what sets this coin apart from the rest? There are a few key factors that contribute to its astronomical value. First, certain 2002 D pennies have a striking error, such as a double die, off-center strike, or die cracks. These errors occur during the minting process and are considered rare anomalies. Second, the condition of the coin plays a huge role. Coins graded as mint state, or MS, by professional grading services, especially with high ratings like MS 67 or above, are incredibly valuable. Combine a high-grade coin with a rare error, and you've got a jackpot. Lastly, collector demand drives the price. Rare coins like these create bidding wars among collectors, pushing their value into the millions. To determine if your 2002 D penny is worth a fortune, start by examining the coin closely under magnification. Look for unusual markings, doubling on letters or numbers, or any other irregularities. Check for errors like a missing design element, off-center strikes, or planchet flaws. If you believe your coin is special, it's worth getting it professionally graded. Services like PCGS or NGC can evaluate your penny and assign a grade, which can significantly impact its market value. Some of these rare pennies have already made waves at auctions. One example includes a 2002 D penny with a unique doubling error that sold for over $1 million. These sales prove that even the smallest coins can hold massive value. If you're hunting for rare pennies, always check your loose change. Coins with errors can often go unnoticed. Invest in a good magnifying glass or digital microscope, and stay updated on coin collecting forums and marketplaces for insights on valuable finds. The 2002 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny is a prime example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can be worth millions. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, it's time to look through your coin jar. You might just strike gold. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting coin discoveries. We're diving into an incredible story that has coin collectors buzzing. A 2016 Abraham Lincoln penny without a mint mark, allegedly worth up to $1.1 million. But is it true? Let's find out. First, let's talk about what a no-mint mark coin is. Most U.S. coins feature a mint mark indicating where they were produced, whether in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. However, pennies made in Philadelphia traditionally lack a mint mark. So, finding a 2016 penny without a mint mark isn't unusual. The question is, what could make one so valuable? Stories about rare pennies often revolve around errors or unique features. For example, coins with double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual metals can fetch thousands, or even millions, at auctions. However, there's no verified evidence that a 2016 no-mint mark penny has sold for anywhere near $1.10 million. So, where does this $1.1 million claim come from? It's likely a misunderstanding or a case of exaggerated rumors spreading online. Some sellers on platforms like eBay might list common coins for outrageous prices, but that doesn't mean they'll sell for that amount. That said, don't dismiss your spare change just yet. It's still worth inspecting every coin you come across. Even modern pennies can have errors that increase their value. Look for signs of doubling, cracks, or unusual finishes. And if you think you've found something special, have it appraised by a professional coin dealer or grading service. To sum up, the 2016 no-mint mark penny isn't worth $1.1 million, at least, not without some extraordinary feature. But who knows? The next big find could be out there, waiting for someone like you to discover it. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more coin collecting tips. We're diving into the fascinating story of a 1960 D Lincoln penny, a coin that made headlines for its staggering value of $1.2 million. Stick around to learn what makes this penny so special and how you might identify valuable coins in your own collection. Let's start with the basics. The 1960 Lincoln penny was minted during a significant time in U.S. coinage history. While millions of pennies were struck in 1960, the Denver Mint marked their coins with a small d underneath the date. This mint mark indicates where the coin was made, and for this particular penny, the D plays a crucial role. The 1960 D penny that sold for $1.2 million isn't just any ordinary coin. It's a rare variant known as a small date over large date error. To explain this, we need to look closely at the date on the coin. In 1960, the U.S. Mint struck pennies with two date varieties, a small date and a large date. The small date features numerals that are compact and tightly spaced, while the large date has taller, more spread out numbers. On rare occasions, during the minting process, a small date die was accidentally used over a large date die. This created a unique, overlapping effect, where traces of the large date are visible beneath the small date. Such an error is incredibly rare, making these pennies highly sought after by collectors. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin. For a penny to be worth millions, it must be in pristine condition. This means it needs to be graded at the highest levels by professional coin grading companies. The $1.2 million penny was graded as MS 67 red by the professional coin grading service. MS stands for mint state, which is a measure of how perfect the coin is. The term red refers to the vibrant copper color, which indicates that the coin has not tarnished over time. Collectors and numismatists, or coin experts, are always on the hunt for such rare coins. The high market value is driven by a combination of rarity, demand, and condition. In the case of the 1960 D penny, it checks all the boxes. Its rarity comes from the minting error, its condition is nearly flawless, and its demand is fueled by collectors willing to pay a premium for historical and unique pieces. You might be wondering how a penny could sell for $1.2 million. The answer lies in auctions. Rare coins like this are often sold at major auction houses, where wealthy collectors bid against each other. The 1960 D penny in question was sold at one of these auctions, setting a record for its type. If you're thinking about searching for valuable coins, here's what you need to know. First, always check the date and mint mark on your coins. Look for unusual details like doubling, misaligned designs, or errors. Next, keep your coins in good condition by storing them properly. Avoid cleaning them, as this can reduce their value. Finally, if you think you've found something rare, have it authenticated and graded by a professional service. This will give you a clearer idea of its value and increase its appeal to potential buyers. The story of the 1960 D Lincoln penny is a reminder of the hidden treasures that might be sitting in your pocket change or old coin jar. A simple penny, overlooked by most, became a millionaire's collectible thanks to its unique history and rare features. The next time you come across a penny, take a closer look. Who knows? You might be holding on to a fortune without even realizing it. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating coin stories and tips on collecting. We uncover the fascinating story behind a humble penny that could be worth over $1.3 million. That's right, a simple copper coin with Abraham Lincoln's face on it could change your life forever. Stick around to learn how to identify this rare coin and why it's so valuable. Let's start with a bit of history. The year was 1982, a pivotal time for the U.S. Mint. The government was trying to save costs on coin production, which led to a major change. Pennies were originally made primarily of copper, but the rising cost of copper meant it was no longer practical. So, in 1982, the mint began transitioning from copper pennies to zinc-coated ones. This was a significant shift, but during the transition, something unusual happened. A mistake that would later capture the attention of coin collectors everywhere. This brings us to the rare 1982 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. If you're unfamiliar, mint marks are small letters on coins indicating where they were made. For example, D for Denver or S for San Francisco. However, this particular penny lacks a mint mark altogether, and that's what makes it stand out. Now, you may be wondering, why is the lack of a mint mark so important? Here's the deal. No mint mark on a 1982 penny suggests it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. While Philadelphia didn't typically include mint marks on pennies, the value of this coin doesn't just come from that. What truly sets it apart is its material. Most 1982 pennies were made of zinc, but a few were mistakenly struck using copper, and these copper errors are incredibly rare. How do you identify if you have one of these valuable coins? It's simpler than you think. First, take out your 1982 penny. Look carefully under the date. If there's no mint mark, you're on the right track. Next, you'll need to determine the composition of your penny. Copper pennies weigh about 3.11 grams, while zinc pennies weigh about 2.5 grams. Use a precise scale to check. If your penny weighs 3.11 grams and has no mint mark, you might be holding a fortune in your hand. Let's talk about the market value. In recent years, one of these rare pennies sold at auction for a staggering $1.3 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. Over $1 million for a single penny. Why is it worth so much? It's all about rarity and demand. Coin collectors and enthusiasts are always looking for unique items to add to their collections, and a coin like this is a dream find. The combination of being a transitional error and its historical significance makes it a highly sought-after treasure. But here's a word of caution. Before you rush to sell your penny, it's important to have it authenticated by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. These experts will verify its authenticity and assign it a grade based on its condition. The better the condition, the higher the potential value. What does this mean for you? It means you should check your spare change, old piggy banks, and coin collections. You never know what treasures might be hiding in plain sight. The 1982 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is proof that even the smallest items can hold incredible value. Imagine finding one and turning a penny into over $1 million. It's a collector's dream and a reminder to always pay attention to the details. Before we wrap up, let me ask you this. Have you ever found a rare or unusual coin? Share your story in the comments below. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more stories about valuable coins and collectibles. Thanks for watching and happy treasure hunting. Remember, your next fortune might be hiding in your pocket change. We're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins. What if I told you that a simple penny from 2007 with a D mint mark could potentially be worth $1.4 million? Yes, you heard that right. This is not just any penny. It's a true treasure hiding in plain sight. Stick around to learn why this coin is so valuable, how to identify it, and what makes it so extraordinary. First, let's talk about the 2007 D penny itself. This coin was minted in Denver and features the iconic Abraham Lincoln design. For most people, it's just loose change they find in their pockets. But, as with all coins, some are minted under unique circumstances that make them incredibly rare and valuable. These rare coins are highly sought after by collectors and investors. What makes certain coins worth more than their face value? The key factors are rarity, condition, and demand. Some coins are valuable because of errors during the minting process. These errors might include double dies, off-center strikes, or the use of incorrect materials. Coins with such errors often fetch high prices at auctions because they're one dash of dash a dash kind as O. What sets the 2007 D Abraham Lincoln penny apart? The rumored $1.4 million value is tied to a very specific coin with a unique error. It's believed to have been struck on a rare planchet, possibly a leftover material from a different coin production. These types of mistakes are incredibly rare and almost impossible to reproduce. Additionally, the coin is said to be in perfect or near-perfect condition, graded as mint state 69 by professional grading services. For context, coins graded this high are nearly flawless, which drastically increases their value. Now, let's get into how you can identify if you have one of these rare 2007 D pennies. Start by examining the coin under good lighting. Look for the D mint mark, which indicates it was minted in Denver. Then, carefully inspect the surface for any unusual characteristics. Does the penny look slightly different from others in your collection? Pay close attention to the color, weight, and texture. If you suspect an error, you might need a professional coin grading service to confirm its rarity. The story of this coin's value became popular after rumors of a high auction bid for a rare 2007 D penny. This auction was said to attract collectors from around the world, driving the price into the millions. While not every 2007 D penny is worth millions, this highlights how valuable certain coins can be when rarity and demand align perfectly. Let's talk about coin grading for a moment. If you believe you found a valuable coin, you need to have it graded. Professional services like PCGS or NGC will assess the coin's condition, authenticity, and value. Grading can turn a coin worth a few dollars into one worth thousands, or even millions. Make sure to handle your coins carefully and avoid cleaning them, as this can lower their value. If you've confirmed that your coin is rare, you might be wondering where to sell it. Auctions are a popular choice for rare coins, especially those with unique errors or historical significance. You can also reach out to reputable coin dealers or attend coin shows to connect with potential buyers. Remember to research thoroughly and get multiple opinions before finalizing any sale. Even if you don't have the rare $1.4 million penny, this story reminds us to pay attention to the coins we come across every day. It's not just about luck. Understanding what to look for can turn an ordinary penny into an extraordinary find. Keep an eye out for mint marks, errors, and other distinguishing features. In summary, the 2007 D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is an incredible example of how a seemingly insignificant object can hold immense value. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just someone curious about rare finds, this story proves that treasure can be hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more fascinating stories about rare and valuable coins. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! we're diving into an incredible story in the world of coin collecting. Imagine holding a penny in your hand that looks ordinary but is worth $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about a 1994 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Stay tuned because this is one video you don't want to miss. First, let's talk about the significance of the no mint mark penny. Typically, coins produced in the United States have a mint mark indicating where they were made. For example, coins from Philadelphia carry a P, those from Denver carry a D, and those from San Francisco carry an S. However, in some rare instances, errors occur during the minting process, and the mint mark is left out entirely. These errors are extremely rare and make such coins highly valuable. The 1994 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is a prime example of this phenomenon. Despite millions of pennies being produced that year, only a handful of these error coins exist. What sets this particular penny apart is not just the missing mint mark, but also its pristine condition. Coins that are well preserved over decades are graded highly by professional coin grading services. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Now, you might be wondering, how did this penny become so valuable? The answer lies in its rarity and the growing interest among collectors. Over the years, rare coins have become a hot commodity. Collectors and investors are willing to pay top dollar for unique pieces, especially ones with historical or production errors. This particular 1994 penny has sparked a lot of interest because it combines both. Let's break down the market value of this penny. In 1994, a single penny could buy virtually nothing on its own. Fast forward to today, and this particular error coin is worth an estimated $1.5 million. That's equivalent to winning the lottery for some coin collectors. Its value continues to grow as it remains one of the most sought-after coins in the collecting community. You might be asking yourself, how can I find one of these pennies? The first step is to start checking your pocket change and old coin collections. Focus on pennies minted in 1994 and examine them carefully. Look for any signs of a missing mint mark. You'll need a magnifying glass or a coin inspection tool to see the finer details. If you think you've found a potential error coin, it's essential to get it authenticated and graded by a professional service. Next, let's talk about authentication. Once you suspect you've found a no mint mark penny, you'll want to send it to a professional coin grading service. These experts will examine your coin, verify its authenticity, and assign it a grade based on its condition. If your coin is confirmed to be a 1994 no mint mark Lincoln penny in excellent condition, congratulations. You might be holding a fortune in your hand at SO. Why is this coin considered a treasure among collectors? It's not just about the missing mint mark. It's also about the story it tells. Every coin has a journey, from the moment it was struck at the mint to the hands it passed through over decades. The 1994 no mint mark penny represents a fascinating error in the minting process and has become a symbol of the unexpected value hidden in everyday items. Before we wrap up, let's recap. The 1994 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is an extraordinary example of how something as small and ordinary as a penny can turn into a multimillion-dollar treasure. Its rarity, combined with its impeccable condition and the growing demand among collectors, has skyrocketed its market value. If you're lucky enough to come across one, you could be looking at life-changing money. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more incredible stories from the world of coins and collectibles. If you enjoyed this video, drop a comment below and let us know what you think. Have you ever come across a rare coin? We'd love to hear your story. We're diving into the story of a truly extraordinary penny. Yes, you heard it right, a penny. Specifically, the 1975 D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, rumored to be worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. Now, you might be wondering, how can a single penny be worth millions? What makes it so special? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about the basics of coin minting. Coins are produced at mints across the United States, and each mint places a unique mint mark on the coins it creates. For example, a D signifies that the coin was minted in Denver. These mint marks help collectors and experts track where and when a coin was produced. The 1975 Lincoln penny is a standard 1-cent coin featuring the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side. It also has the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, a design that was introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Millions of these pennies were produced each year. So why is this specific penny so valuable? This is where things get fascinating. Rare coins derive their value from several factors: rarity, condition, historical significance, and errors. The 1975 D Lincoln penny isn't just rare, it's unique. Some experts speculate that this penny may have been part of an experimental minting process or a test coin that was never intended for circulation. Its uniqueness lies in its composition, minting anomalies, and the fact that it has barely aged despite being nearly 50 years old. One key aspect of this penny is its pristine condition, known as mint state. This condition indicates that the coin has no visible signs of wear and tear. Coins in mint condition are significantly more valuable than those that show even the slightest scratches or discoloration. Imagine finding a coin from 1975 that looks like it was just minted yesterday. Another factor is the error or anomaly in this penny. Coin errors can occur for various reasons during production, such as misaligned dies, double strikes, or incorrect materials being used. These errors make the coin distinct and incredibly appealing to collectors. While the exact details of the error on this particular 1975 D penny are debated, the rarity of its minting error is undeniable. Now let's talk about the auction scene. Rare coins like the 1975 D penny often make headlines when they go up for sale. In 2023, rumors surfaced that a pristine 1975 D Lincoln penny was sold for a staggering $1.6 million at a private auction. This sale shocked the numismatic community and reignited interest in coin collecting worldwide. So, how do you know if you might have one of these valuable pennies in your possession? Start by carefully examining the coins in your pocket, jars, or coin collections. Look for the year 1975 and the small D mint mark located below the year. Pay close attention to the coin's condition. If it's unusually shiny or has no visible wear, it might be worth getting it professionally appraised. You can also use a magnifying glass to inspect the coin for possible minting errors. Common errors to look out for include doubled lettering, off-center designs, or unusual textures. If you suspect you found a rare coin, the next step is to consult a numismatics expert or send the coin to a grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service or Numismatic Guarantee Company. Now you might be thinking, how likely is it to find a rare coin like this? Well, it's definitely not common. But the thrill of the hunt is what makes coin collecting so exciting. Even if you don't find a $1 million penny, you might still stumble across other valuable coins in your collection. Before we wrap up, let's consider the broader impact of rare coins like this one. These discoveries remind us of the importance of preserving history and the artistry behind coin minting. They also highlight how something as small as a penny can hold tremendous value, not just financially, but culturally. So, whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just someone curious about the world of numismatics, keep an eye out for those old coins. Who knows? You might be holding a fortune in the palm of your hand. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories about rare coins and collectibles. We're diving into a fascinating story about one of the most talked about coins in recent history, the 2020 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. This penny has captured the attention of collectors and enthusiasts worldwide, not just because of its unique features, but because one of these coins has been valued at a staggering $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny worth millions. Let's start with a bit of background. The Abraham Lincoln penny, often referred to as the Lincoln cent, has been a staple of American currency since 1909. It was introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over the decades, this iconic coin has undergone several design changes, but its status as a favorite among collectors has remained constant. Now, what makes the 2020 D Lincoln penny so special? The D on the coin signifies that it was minted in Denver, Colorado, one of the primary mints in the United States. While millions of pennies are struck at the Denver Mint each year, certain factors can make specific coins extraordinarily valuable. In the case of the 2020 D penny, it comes down to rarity, condition, and a unique error that has made this coin a true collector's gem. The coin we're discussing today isn't your everyday penny. This particular coin is an error coin, meaning it has a mistake in its design or production. Error coins are highly sought after by collectors because they're rare and unique. In this case, the 2020 D penny features a striking error that has skyrocketed its value. The error is known as a double die. This happens when a coin's design is struck twice onto the blank, creating a doubling effect that's visible on certain details of the coin. On the 2020D Lincoln penny, this doubling can be seen on the lettering, especially in the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 2020. This error makes the coin incredibly rare, as only a few of these double die pennies are known to exist. The rarity alone would make this coin valuable, but the story doesn't stop there. Condition plays a huge role in determining a coin's value. The penny we're talking about is in pristine, uncirculated condition. This means it has no wear and tear and looks exactly as it did the day it was minted. Coins in such exceptional condition are graded by professionals to determine their quality. The grading system goes up to 70, and this coin received a grade of MS 70, which is the highest possible rating. This perfect grade is another factor contributing to its astronomical value. But there's more. The coin's provenance, or history of ownership, also adds to its appeal. This particular 2020D Lincoln penny was discovered shortly after it was minted and has been carefully preserved ever since. It was eventually put up for auction, where it sparked a bidding war among collectors. The final sale price? $1.7 million. Now, you might be wondering why someone would pay such a staggering amount for a penny. For collectors, it's not just about the monetary value. It's about owning a piece of history, a unique artifact that tells a story. This 2020D Lincoln penny represents a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and historical significance. It's a coin that stands out in the world of numismatics, the study and collection of currency.so. How can you tell if you have one of these rare pennies? Start by checking your loose change. Look for a penny with a D mint mark below the date 2020. If you spot one, examine the details under a magnifying glass or take it to a professional appraiser. Look for signs of doubling in the lettering and date. Even if it's not an error coin, a 2020D penny in excellent condition could still be worth more than its face value. If you're a collector or just someone who loves a good treasure hunt, this story should inspire you. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and you never know when you might stumble upon a hidden gem. Whether it's in a roll of pennies from the bank or tucked away in a jar of spare change, the next $1 million coin could be waiting for you. And there you have it, the incredible story of the 2020D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. A small piece of copper and zinc that's worth a fortune. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. We're diving into the fascinating story of a rare coin that has taken the collecting world by storm. We're talking about a 1976 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's valued at a staggering $1.8 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny worth nearly $2 million. Stick around to learn why this coin is so valuable, how to identify it, and what makes it a collector's dream. First, let's take a closer look at the coin itself. The 1976 penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial series, which was minted between 1959 and 2008. It features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, designed by Frank Gasparo. But what sets this particular penny apart isn't just its design or its history. It's all about its rarity and a unique error that makes it one of a kind. This coin was minted at the Denver Mint, indicated by the small D mint mark just below the date. While billions of Lincoln pennies were minted in 1976, this specific coin is extraordinary due to a minting error. Errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or even the wrong metal composition can turn a regular coin into a valuable collector's item. And this penny has a combination of features that make it truly unique. What makes this penny worth $1.8 million is its composition. Most pennies minted in 1976 were made of a copper alloy, but this rare specimen was struck on a bronze planchet intended for a proof coin. Proof coins are specially made for collectors and are not meant for circulation. Somehow, this bronze planchet ended up in the wrong production line at the Denver Mint, creating a one-of-a-kind coin. To verify the coin's authenticity and value, experts used advanced technology, including X-ray fluorescence, to analyze its composition. This testing confirmed that the coin was indeed struck on a bronze planchet, making it an error coin of monumental significance. Error coins like this are highly sought after by collectors, and their rarity can drive their value into the millions. Now, let's talk about the market value of this penny. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is king. There's only one known example of this 1976 D bronze penny, and that kind of exclusivity drives its price sky high. It was sold at auction to a private collector for $1.8 million, setting a record for a Lincoln penny. The buyer saw it as not just a coin but a piece of American history and a rare artifact from the U.S. Mint. You might be wondering how to spot a rare coin like this. While it's unlikely you'll stumble upon a $1.8 million penny in your spare change, it's always worth checking. Look for unusual characteristics, such as a heavier weight, different coloration, or any signs of a minting error. A coin that feels out of the ordinary could be worth having appraised by a professional numismatist. The story of this penny is a reminder that treasures can sometimes be found in the most unexpected places. It also highlights the importance of paying attention to small details. If you're a coin collector or just someone who finds the history of U.S. currency fascinating, this is the kind of story that sparks inspiration and curiosity. If you enjoyed learning about this incredible penny, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future content. Let us know in the comments what you think about this $1.8 million coin and if you've ever come across a rare or unusual coin yourself. Hey, coin collectors and curious folks, what's the most you've ever spent on a penny? $1? $2? Well, hold on to your wallets, because the 1964 D Lincoln penny could be worth $1 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1 million. Now, before you rush to dig through your spare change jar, let me give you the lowdown on why this particular penny is causing such a stir in the world of numismatics. So, grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's talk about the 1964 D Lincoln penny, how it could turn your pocket change into a fortune and why it's one of the most fascinating coins to hunt for today. All right, let's start with a little history. In 1964, the U.S. Mint was cranking out Lincoln pennies like they were going out of style. You know the classic design, right? Abraham Lincoln on the front, the familiar wheat stalks on the back. But here's the kicker. There's something special about a small number of 1964 D pennies. So, what makes these pennies different? Well, one of them recently sold for a staggering $1 million at auction. Yep, $1 million for a penny. I bet you didn't think a coin worth 1 cent could become the talk of the town. Huh? Now, let me tell you what sets the 1964 D penny apart from the rest. In 1964, most pennies were struck with a typical copper alloy. But some, only a few, were struck with a unique kind of metal that makes them stand out, not just visually, but financially. This rare error coin is known as a double die reverse. Essentially, the mint made a mistake when they stamped the penny. The design ended up being doubled on the reverse side, and it's that little error that makes it worth a fortune. The key is in the details. If you've got a 1964 D penny, you're going to want to take a magnifying glass to it. Look closely at the reverse side. Can you see the doubling in the lettering or the wheat stalks? If so, you could be holding a literal gold mine, or should I say copper mine? Okay, I'm totally checking my change jar right now, but don't get too excited just yet. While the $1 million coin did sell at auction, that doesn't mean every 1964 D penny you find is automatically worth a fortune. A few thousand of these pennies were made with the error, so they're rare but not impossible to find. The value depends on the quality, the severity of the error, and whether it's in pristine condition. I once found a penny in a parking lot, and I got all excited thinking it could be rare. Turns out it was just a regular penny, with some really questionable stains. But hey, at least it made me feel like a treasure hunter for a hot minute. So, how do you know if your 1964 D penny is worth something? First, check for the double die error. Then, assess the condition. If it's in really good shape, it could be worth significantly more than just a few bucks. And don't forget, a coin's market value can vary depending on demand, rarity, and the buyer. So keep your ears open for the next big auction. All right, folks, whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just someone hoping to strike it rich in your spare change, the 1964 D Lincoln penny could be your ticket to big bucks. It's proof that you don't always need a treasure map to find something valuable. Sometimes, the treasure is in your pocket. If you know where to look. If you enjoyed hearing about this $1 million penny and want to know more tips on which coins could be worth your time and maybe your fortune, Hit that subscribe button. I'll keep the coin knowledge coming, and who knows? The next penny you find could be the next big payday. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting. Hold on to your change jars, because today I'm going to tell you about a coin that might just make you a millionaire. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about the 1985 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Now, you might be thinking, wait, a penny? Worth $1 million? Is this some sort of joke? Well, buckle up, because this penny is no ordinary penny, and I promise you, this is not a prank. Alright, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. The 1985 D penny is not one of those run-of-the-mill, I just throw it in my pocket change type of coins. Oh no, this bad boy is special. And not in the, oh, that's a cool misprint, kind of special. We're talking about a coin so rare that it could potentially fetch you $1.1 million at auction. I'll say that again. $1.1 million. That's not even a typo. Now, you're probably wondering, how is this penny worth so much? What makes it different? Well, let me break it down for you. In 1985, the US Mint made millions of pennies, but here's where it gets interesting. A small batch of 1985 pennies were mistakenly struck with the wrong die, which means they have a very distinct, very rare, and very valuable error. To be more specific, these are what we call double die pennies. And this error can be found on the Lincoln Memorial side, where you'll see a slight doubling of the lettering, making it an even rarer gem.so. How does a penny end up being worth $1 million? Simple. Collectors lose their minds over rare, unique coins. And trust me, there's a huge demand for these types of pennies, especially the ones with visible errors. They're like the rare Pokemon of the coin world. Only a select few ever catch them all. Now, let's talk about the market value. As of now, this little penny could be worth upwards of $1.1 million. That's right, $1.1 million. And no, this isn't some fantasy world where coins get more valuable with each passing year like wine. It's simply because the number of these error pennies is so small and the demand is so high. Think of it like finding a rare limited edition trading card. There are only a few in existence and suddenly, everyone wants one. But hold on. Before you start digging through your couch cushions looking for this golden ticket, let me give you a little reality check. Not every 1985 D penny is going to be worth a fortune. There's a specific condition these coins need to be in to command top dollar. The error has to be clearly visible, and the penny itself needs to be in great shape. So, if you're holding a 1985 D penny that looks like it was run over by a car, don't expect to sell it for $1 million. Unless, of course, you're auctioning it off as a vintage road hazard. Now, here's a quick personal story. A few years ago, I was at a yard sale, and I spotted a jar of loose change on a table. It was mostly filled with modern coins, nothing too exciting. But then, I saw it. A shiny 1985 D penny sitting there, glinting in the sunlight. My heart skipped a beat. I quickly grabbed it, but then I had to fight the urge to shout, "I'm gonna be a millionaire." I asked the seller how much for the jar. She said, "Oh, just $1 for the whole thing." Without hesitation, I paid her the dollar, grabbed my change, and ran home to check that penny. Sadly, it turned out to be just a regular old 1985 D penny. No double die error, no $1 million value. But hey, I still got a good laugh out of it and I learned a valuable lesson. Always check your change. The 1985 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny is not just your average penny. If you come across one of these with a double die error, you might just have $1 million coin in your hands. But remember, not all 1985 pennies are created equal, so be sure to inspect yours carefully. If you're lucky enough to find one, get it appraised, and who knows, you could be the next coin millionaire. If you enjoyed this little dive into the world of rare coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got loads more tips, tricks, and stories to help you discover coins worth money that you probably didn't even know you had lying around. Don't miss out. Subscribe now and start your journey toward turning pennies into, well, maybe not millions every time, but definitely more valuable knowledge. Hey there, coin hunters. What's the one thing better than finding a hidden treasure? Finding a hidden treasure in your pocket change. Yep, you heard me right. The 1970 D. Abraham Lincoln penny could be worth a whopping $1.2 million. Crazy, right? You might just have a mini gold mine sitting in your couch cushions, and today, I'm going to show you how to tell if it's the real deal. So, sit back, grab your magnifying glass, I know you've got one, and let's dive into the world of pennies. You never know, by the end of this video, you might just become the proud owner of a fortune. Well, if you're lucky. But first, hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss any of our money-making coin tips. Alright, let's talk 1970 D pennies. First off, it's easy to think it's just a penny. But that penny you're holding could have a serious backstory, and I'm not just talking about how it got stuck between your car seat cushions. Here's where things get exciting. Back in 1970, there was a little mishap at the US Mint. There was this huge batch of pennies minted in Denver with a major error, a very, very subtle one, but enough to make the coin highly sought after by collectors today. See, in 1970, they had these special, proof-like coins meant for collectors, but a few sneaky little mistakes slipped through the cracks, meaning some of these pennies were accidentally minted with the wrong die, creating some unique features. And guess what? If you happen to have one of those 1970 D pennies with a double die, you've hit the jackpot. But hold on, you're not going to be able to just see this error with the naked eye. You need to get up close and personal. Grab a magnifying glass and check out the date and lettering on your penny. If you see a noticeable doubling, like the 7 or the 0 in the year 1970, you might have a piece of history on your hands. It looks like the letters are blurred or doubled, as if they're trying to escape the coin. It's like the coin was trying to tell you something in Morse code. But don't get too excited just yet. The key is that your coin must be in near-perfect condition. If it's all worn down from years of use in vending machines and under sofas, the value drops fast. A nice, well-preserved one could fetch you a pretty penny, pun intended. We're talking $1.2 million, folks. That's more than most people will make in a lifetime. Just imagine being able to say, yeah, I found that in my change at the grocery store. Now, I can't help but laugh when I think of how many times I've thought I found something valuable, only to realize it was just another old penny. I'll never forget the time I was rooting through a jar of coins I had saved for a rainy day. I thought I hit the jackpot when I pulled out a shiny penny that seemed too good to be true. But after a quick check, I realized it was just a regular one from the 80s. I felt like a kid who just lost their first big game of Monopoly, but hey, it's all part of the fun. So, let's recap. You've got a 1970 D penny, you've got your magnifying glass, and you're ready to do some detective work. Here are the steps. Look for the double die error. Check out the year, 1970, and the lettering on the coin. If the numbers look like they're doubled or blurry, you could have a winner. Condition matters. The better the condition, the higher the value. If your penny is covered in scratches, it's not going to get you $1.2 million. But a mint condition one? Now we're talking. Get it appraised. Don't just take my word for it. If you think you've got the real deal, it's time to get it checked by a professional coin appraiser. They'll help you determine if it's worth all those big bucks. And there you have it, folks. With a little patience, a magnifying glass, and some luck, that simple penny in your pocket could be worth more than you ever imagined. Can you believe that in 1970, someone probably tossed a handful of these pennies into their change jar and never thought twice about it? And now, 50-plus years later, it's worth more than a Ferrari. Who knew? Before you run off to check your penny jar, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Why? Because if you want more tips on hidden treasures, rare coins, and everything in between, you're going to want to stick around. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on any of the good stuff. Now, I'm off to check my own change jar again. Maybe, just maybe, I'll get lucky this time. Stay tuned, coin lovers, and happy hunting. Hit that like button if you found this helpful, drop a comment if you've ever found something crazy in your coins, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips on coins that could make you a millionaire. Hey there, coin hunters. Let me ask you something. Have you ever gone through a jar of old pennies, thinking, there's got to be something valuable in here? I've certainly done it, and let me tell you, sometimes you just find, well, pennies. But, and this is a big but, there's one rare penny out there that could be worth a whole lot more than you think. I'm talking about the 1984 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. And when I say a whole lot, I mean, drumroll, up to $1.3 million. Yep, you heard me right, $1.3 million for a penny. Stick around, because we're diving into why this penny is worth so much, how to spot it, and how it could change your coin collecting life forever. Now, you're probably wondering, wait a minute, how can a penny from 1984 be worth more than a fancy dinner at a five-star restaurant? Well, here's the deal. Most pennies are just, well, pennies. They're made in the billions, and they're everywhere. But in 1984, something happened. See, pennies usually have a mint mark, that little D for Denver or S for San Francisco, showing where they were made. But, for some reason, a small batch of 1984 pennies were struck without a mint mark. No D, no S, just a plain penny dot. Here's where things get interesting. The lack of a mint mark made these pennies super rare. Like, where'd you come from? Rare. People started to realize, hey, this isn't supposed to be like this. That rarity? Well, rarity equals value. Now, to be clear, just any 1984 penny isn't going to get you $1.3 million. Nope, it's gotta be the no mint mark variety. But that's the thing, it's hard to spot if you don't know what you're looking for. You need to take a close look at that penny. If there's no mint mark under the date, you've got a potential gold mine on your hands. So check your change. But there's more to this penny than just its rarity. The condition is everything. You might find a 1984 no mint mark penny in your collection, but if it's been hanging out at the bottom of a dirty old coin jar, then you're not gonna make a fortune off of it. This penny has to be in mint condition to be worth that $1 million value. We're talking about coins with a perfect shine, crisp details, and no major wear and tear. It's like the difference between finding an old, dusty comic book in your attic and discovering a pristine, first edition Superman. One's worth $1, and the other's worth a fortune. Speaking of finding rare coins, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a local garage sale, just minding my own business, looking for random treasures, and I spotted a tin can full of old coins. Of course, I dove right in, hoping to find something special. I started pulling out pennies, nickels, and dimes, but most of them were nothing more than junk. But then, bam, I saw it. A 1955 wheat penny. Now, I didn't know it at the time, but that penny was a double die variety, worth way more than the face value. It wasn't quite $1.3 million, but it was still a decent find. That moment taught me how important it is to pay attention to the small details when coin hunting. So, I always keep my eyes peeled for those rare finds, like that elusive 1984 no mint mark penny. Alright, so here's the deal. If you find a 1984 penny without a mint mark, hold on to it. It could be worth a small fortune, depending on its condition. The key takeaway here is, always check your pennies. You never know when you'll find a treasure hiding in plain sight. Now, I'm not saying you're going to find a $1.3 million penny in every jar, but it's worth a little inspection. And hey, if you want more tips, tricks, and strategies on how to hunt down those valuable coins, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. I'll be here, sharing all the ways to turn your loose change into something way more valuable. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting, everyone. What do you think is more valuable than your average penny? Most of us probably think of pennies as pocket change, something we toss in a jar or just ignore. But guess what? There's actually a penny out there that could be worth more than your car, your house, or even your entire vacation fund. I'm talking about the 1949 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Yes, this little coin could be worth a whopping $1.4 million. Sounds crazy, right? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive into the world of rare coins, their values, and how you can spot one of these treasures hiding in your very own coin jar. Trust me, you'll want to hear this. Okay, so let's start with the basics. The 1949 Lincoln penny, you probably know it, right? It's a pretty standard coin, with the famous Lincoln Memorial on the back and Abraham Lincoln's face on the front. But here's the kicker. This penny was produced without a mint mark. You might be wondering, what does that mean, and why should I care? Well, typically, coins are stamped with a mint mark to tell us where they were produced. The Philadelphia Mint, for example, didn't use a mint mark for coins struck there in 1949. So, when collectors see a 1949 penny with no mint mark, they start to pay attention. But here's the thing. Most of these pennies are just, well, regular old pennies. It turns out, a small percentage of these 1949 pennies were struck with a special die, making them super rare. These pennies don't just have no mint mark, they also have a unique quality that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. And by top dollar, I mean $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right, So, how does this happen? Well, in the world of coin collecting, it's all about rarity and condition. The fewer of a specific coin that were made, and the better condition they're in, the more valuable they are. For the 1949 no mint mark penny, there are only a handful of these coins that have survived in mint condition. That's where the 1.4 million bucks comes in. Let me tell you a quick personal story. A while back, I was at a family reunion. Yes, I actually have family reunions, when my cousin, who's a coin collector, showed me his collection. He pulled out this beat-up old penny from his pocket. It was a 1949 Lincoln penny. I laughed and asked, "Is this your treasure?" But he just smiled and said, "You never know." Now, I don't know about you, but if I had that penny in my possession today, I'd be doing a happy dance all the way to the bank. But here's the catch. Most of us wouldn't even know how to spot a rare coin like that. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. Or, in my case, a penny in a jar of coins I've been hoarding for years. So, how can you tell if you've got a rare 1949 penny? First, check if it has no mint mark. Second, look for the condition. A penny in mint state, meaning it has very few scratches, dents, or signs of wear, is what you want. If yours looks like it was dropped in a puddle, well, you might not be making millions anytime soon. Let's talk about how to find these bad boys. First, grab your magnifying glass. No, seriously. You don't need to be a professional numismatist, that's a fancy word for coin expert, by the way, to spot something valuable. But you do need to be a little extra careful. Look at the date and check if there's no mint mark under the date. If it's clear, that's your first hint. Then, evaluate the condition of the coin. The higher the grade, the higher the price. Coins that are graded MS 67 or higher, which means they're in near-perfect condition, are the ones that can fetch sky-high prices. So, if you've got a nice, shiny one that looks like it just came off the press, you might be sitting on a gold mine. Or, well, a copper mine, to be specific. Alright, now you're probably sitting there, staring at your coin jar and wondering, do I have one of these $1,000,000 pennies? Well, maybe you do and maybe you don't. But you'll never know unless you check. Coin collecting can be a fun, exciting, and sometimes lucrative hobby, so why not start looking a little closer at the change you've got lying around? If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on rare coins, how to spot hidden treasures, and coin collecting strategies, make sure to hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out on what could be your next big find. And hey, maybe the next time we meet, you'll be sharing your story about how you found your very own $1,000,000 penny. Thanks for watching, and remember, check your pockets, check your jars, and keep your eyes peeled for that hidden treasure. Catch you in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss out on another chance to learn about coins that could make you rich. Hey there, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and just plain curious folks. I've got a question for you. What would you do if you found a penny worth over $1,000,000? Yeah, you heard me right. There's a 1991 D mint mark penny out there that could be worth as much as $1.50 million. Now, before you start digging through your couch cushions or frantically searching your piggy bank, let's talk about how a simple penny can turn into such a gold mine, and more importantly, how you can spot a rare coin that's worth a fortune. Stick around. This is going to be a wild ride. You're probably thinking, a penny? Really? That little piece of copper is worth that much? Well, let's break it down, because there's a lot more to this coin than meets the eye. Spoiler alert, it's not just any old penny you'll find at the bottom of your purse. So, what makes the 1991 D mint mark penny so special? Well, in short, it's a total mystery. You see, in 1991, the US Mint produced millions of pennies, but a few slipped through the cracks that were, let's say, a little different. And I'm not talking about that one weird penny that you thought you lost but found stuck in your shoe months later. No, these pennies have something extra, a rare flaw or variety that makes them super valuable. Now, if you're wondering what to look for, here's the thing. These rare pennies are known for a double die error. Basically, what happened was that the coin was struck twice during the minting process, causing certain parts of the design to appear doubled. It's like when you accidentally hit send twice on a text and end up looking like a total weirdo. Only in this case, it's worth $1.50 million now. Not every 1991 penny is a gold mine. You have to find the right one that has the double die effect. The more noticeable the doubling, the more valuable it is. If you're lucky enough to find one, you could be looking at a fortune. Imagine this. You're just hanging out, minding your own business, maybe doing some spring cleaning, and you find a 1991 penny with this magical double die error. You throw it into a jar of other pennies because, let's be honest, we all do that, right? Fast forward a few years, and you get curious, hey, maybe this penny is worth something. So you go on the good ol' internet, look it up, and bam, your jaw hits the floor when you find out it could be worth over $1 million. It's the kind of moment that makes you question every penny you've ever thrown away in your life. Now, I'm not saying you'll find one in every change jar, but knowing what to look for can really pay off. Let's talk numbers. The value of this penny has fluctuated over the years. You can find listings for these rare 1991 pennies ranging from thousands to, yes, even $1.5 million for the top-tier ones. It all depends on the condition of the coin, the severity of the error, and how lucky you are to find it. There's even a story of someone selling one for around $1.5 million, just for that little penny. But here's the kicker. If you happen to find one of these bad boys, you're going to want to get it professionally graded. Professional grading is like a spa day for your coins. They clean it up, evaluate its condition, and then give it a grade. A higher grade means it's worth more money. Plus, you never know when a coin might shoot up in value. We're talking about a penny, folks. A penny. I bet that person who found that 1991 didn't expect to have their life changed forever by a coin worth less than $1 when it was first minted. Can you imagine the excitement when they got it appraised? You know, I have a pretty funny personal story. I remember once finding a penny in the street. Yes, the street. And I thought to myself, why not? Free money, right? I pocketed it and didn't think twice. Fast forward a few months later, I'm at a coin show, talking to an expert, and he casually mentions how certain pennies can be worth hundreds or even thousands. And there I was, staring at my pocket full of coins, wondering if I just missed my big chance to retire early. Never underestimate a penny. Just because it's small and shiny doesn't mean it's not packed with potential. Okay, so how do I find one of these rare 1991 pennies? And is there anything else out there I should be looking for? Well, the answer is simple. Keep your eyes peeled. Look through your change, visit coin shops, and maybe even hit up some estate sales. And of course, keep up with all the latest tips and tricks for spotting valuable coins. There are plenty more out there, waiting to be discovered. Hey, if you want to stay in the loop and learn about more rare coins, valuable tips, and how to spot hidden treasure, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on the next big discovery. Who knows? Your next coin could be worth a fortune. So go ahead, click that button, and let's keep hunting together. And hey, maybe next time, I'll be the one talking about your $1 million coin. Hey, coin lovers, I bet you didn't know that a penny could be worth more than your car, your rent, and maybe even your lunch combined. I mean, who thought a simple coin could give you a return on investment like that? Yeah, you heard me right. There's a 1961 mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny that could have you raking in a cool $1.6 million. Stick around because we're about to dive into this jaw-dropping coin mystery.so. If you think pennies are just pocket change, think again, because this little copper piece might just be hiding in your change jar. Or at least it should be. Alright, let's break this down. The 1961 Lincoln penny, minted in Denver, was produced in the billions. That's right, billions. And guess how many of those are worth more than a dime? About one. Just one penny has the potential to make you a millionaire. Now, you're probably wondering, what makes it so special? Well, it's all about the details, my friend. The penny you're looking for isn't just any run-of-the-mill 1961 It's a rare, high-grade version, one that was struck perfectly, with little to no wear on it. It's the condition that matters more than the date or mint mark in some cases. You can have a 1961 penny, but if it's worn out from being kicked around in your old jeans, it's not going to be worth much more than its face value. But if it's in mint condition, that's when the magic happens. Now, let me hit you with a little fun fact. Did you know that a coin's value isn't always about how many were made, but how many survived in pristine condition? It's like having a favorite childhood toy. Maybe you had an action figure or a rare baseball card that somehow survived your clumsy, younger self. A mint condition 1961D penny is like that rare toy that somehow didn't get lost, crushed, or thrown into the toy box under a mountain of Legos. All right, I know you're asking, how on earth did a 1961D penny get so valuable? The story's actually kind of funny. These pennies were so plentiful that most people thought they were just regular old cents. So, people tossed them around, pocketed them, and let them get all scratched up. The ones that survived in perfect shape are so rare now that collectors are ready to pay big bucks for them. Like seriously big bucks. You might be thinking, yeah, sure, but where do I even find one of these shiny treasures? Well, look around your house. You might have one in a drawer, in your wallet, or hiding in an old jar you've been meaning to clean out for years. Trust me, I found a couple of coins worth something in the bottom of my old change jar, and I almost died of happiness when I realized I had a few rare finds that could make me some cash. And here's a story for you. A friend of mine once found a 1961D penny while cleaning out his car. He didn't think much of it at first, just tossed it into a bowl with other random change. Then, one day, he was watching one of those late-night infomercial shows about rare coins and heard about the 1961D penny's insane value. He pulled out his penny, examined it, and sure enough, it was in nearly mint condition. Long story short, he sent it off to get graded, and boom. It came back with a grade high enough to make it worth about $1.6 million. Insert dramatic gasp here. That penny went from being a simple piece of pocket change to an absolute gold mine. If that doesn't make you want to start looking through your old pennies, I don't know what will. But here's the thing. Not all 1961D pennies are worth that much. The condition is key. A regular 1961D penny in poor condition? Yeah, it's worth about 1 cent. But get one in high grade, and you could be staring at a small fortune. It's all about that perfect strike, the clean surface, and that distinct, almost brand new look that makes these pennies rare and desirable to collectors. So, if you're finding yourself with a stash of coins, take a minute, grab a magnifying glass, or just use your phone's camera and see if any of those pennies might be hiding that valuable gem. Now, I know what you're thinking. Do I have $1 million penny sitting in my pocket right now? Maybe. But to find out for sure, you've got to start looking. And hey, even if your penny isn't worth $1.6 million, it could still be worth a lot more than you think. So, before you toss those old coins into a jar for another decade, take a closer look. It could be the key to your next big payday. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more tips on rare coins that are worth money. I'm here to help you find those hidden treasures, and trust me, there are more out there. And hey, if you find a penny worth a small fortune, send me a shout out. Maybe I'll come over to help you celebrate with a high five, and maybe a coin or two. Yup, you heard me right. This little copper coin, the 1962 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, has some serious value. And no, it's not because it's been in your grandma's jar of coins for the last 60 years, though I bet she has some treasure in there too. So, how did a humble penny become a millionaire's dream? Let's dive into it. All right, let's break this down. First off, the 1962 D penny is not just any penny. You've got to have that D mint mark right under Abraham Lincoln's famous beard. That D stands for the Denver Mint, where the coin was made. You might think, it's just a penny. What's the big deal? Well, my friend, this penny isn't just a piece of change. It's one of the rarer, more valuable finds out there. So let's talk about why. Now, you might be wondering, what makes this 1962 D penny worth $1.7 million? It's not the date. It's not the mint mark. It's a little thing called a die variety. This particular penny, in its rarer form, was struck with a flawed die. That's a big deal in the world of coin collecting, because tiny mistakes or changes can make a coin worth way more than its face value. Imagine you're baking cookies, right? You get distracted, and instead of a perfect round cookie, you end up with one that's a little burnt around the edges. You might think it's ruined, but hey, someone could think that burnt cookie is art. Well, in the world of coins, that little imperfection is gold, or in this case, copper. Okay, so how do you spot a penny that's worth big bucks? Well, a 1962D penny can become valuable if it has a special kind of flaw known as a double die variety. This happens when the die, which stamps the design onto the coin, shifts during the process. As a result, you get two distinct impressions of the design, like Lincoln's portrait being a little blurry or his words showing up twice. Now, let me tell you something. These double die pennies are as rare as a unicorn riding a rainbow. So if you happen to find one in your pocket change, do not toss it in your piggy bank or give it to a vending machine. That thing could be worth a fortune. And you know what? It's funny, because a few years ago, I actually found a 1962 penny in my own change. I remember thinking, oh cool, a penny? No biggie, and tossed it into my drawer with the rest of my, someday I'll figure out what to do with this coins. You know the ones. Those random coins you collect thinking, yeah, maybe one day I'll be the next coin millionaire. And that day never comes. Or so I thought. But imagine this. If I had taken the time to check that 1962D penny, I might have been showing it off to you right now from my beach house in Hawaii. But instead, it's probably still buried under my stack of receipts somewhere. Moral of the always check your pennies. So, what makes these double die pennies so valuable? For one thing, they're super rare. Only a few have ever been found in circulation, and guess what? The ones that are out there could fetch millions. We're talking up to $1.7 million. Yeah, that's not a typo. You could be sitting on a gold mine without even knowing it. Now, I'm not saying you'll find one in your pocket tomorrow, but hey, if you're going through some old coins, maybe your grandfather's stash or your change jar, keep an eye out for those subtle differences. That double die penny could be waiting for you to find it and strike it rich. All right, so here's the deal. You've got a 1962D Lincoln penny? Check it twice. Check it 3 times. Heck, get a magnifying glass and study that bad boy like you're hunting for hidden treasure. But even if it's not worth millions, the hunt for rare coins is half the fun. And who knows? You might just find the next big one. If you found this interesting, and if you want more tips on how to spot coins that could make you a fortune, hit that subscribe button below. I've got plenty more stories, tips, and tricks to help you cash in on your coin collection, or just impress your friends with your newfound knowledge. So, what are you waiting for? Your next $1 million penny could be just one click away.